Let's see, can we have the picture with Stan? The family picture? I'd like to invite Stan and Betsy to come up. Because remember, one of our focuses is creating a non-toxic family. And so I get to introduce my friend Betsy. And Betsy and I have known each other since we were in childbirth class together. And she went on and had 4 more. And
it's been a minute.
Our oldest now are 35 years old. But this is Betsy's story, and then when you find the picture of Stan's, we'll add that also. So,
well, yeah, it was 1988 when I decided, I need to have a healthy baby because this was my first one. And so luckily there was this lady in childbirth class with me who said, well, maybe you should, consider removing toxins from your household and kind of keeping those out of there, and keeping your food and your lifestyle as close to nature as possible. I thought, okay, that works, because I was raised at the National Audubon Society and in the backyard of the Everglades, and so I definitely adopted that ideal as a lifetime commitment, most definitely. So added those 4 children, and along the way, we turned out that we were the family that didn't have to go to the doctor except for well checks, and we have a fabulous pediatrician, love her. And so we also stuck to that when family finances got tight. You can imagine with 5, once in a while that would happen. And so we stuck to that healthy lifestyle, and we stuck to our vitamins, we stuck to our good foods. I was in a co-op with a friend, so we found ways to make all that work with our lifestyle and being healthy, and it paid off. It absolutely paid off in fabulous ways. We were at the doctor rarely for sick child, and we didn't have those phone calls to come pick up sick kids, wherever they were. And we got to do full out, play everything we wanted to do. We got to, all the things we committed to, all the learning, all of that we got to do with such vitality and such health, and it was just really fun.
And what other professional thing do you do now?
I got to, now that mine are grown up, I got to have the privilege of working in lactation. So I help moms and have done it as a volunteer and in the private sector and in the public health, and I do it privately now as a private practice with lactation. So I help the families who are in that prenatal and early, most of them in the early newborn stage, to be able to have their own healthy families, and to do that, because family is that place where we first get that experience of the awareness of love. And so I'm definitely promoting that with our families.
Beautiful. Thank you, Betsy. And then we have this picture up here. I know it seems unusual to have the gentleman's side of raising healthy families, but could we see this picture again?
Thank you. And yes, I have 11 kids. With my first wife, Jan always reminds people it's not with her, but I want you to know, 11 kids. This is pictures a few years old. It's one of my favorites. From age 17 to 37, and my oldest is right here with us. And just to mention, for interest, that pearl up there on the top was born the night of Hurricane Andrew. 12 hours before our house was destroyed. Doctor's Hospital, and it is an incredible story. It was on National Geographic Special, many other specials. You can go to that link just for fun. But let me say something about pregnancy. And let me tell you, whether you are childbearing age, interested in bearing any more kids, but everybody knows somebody. And pregnancy is the roughest time, desperate for adequate nutrition in a woman's life. They've studied that 95% of women don't get enough nutrition during pregnancy. And this is one area where doctors just say, here, take this prenatal. They know so little about it. We were very grateful in our childbirth, first of all, to discover nurse midwives. We knew nothing about it. My wife came home crying because she wanted a female OBGYN. The person didn't have room for her. We didn't know what to do. And with our first one, and then someone wrote her a letter about all these natural things and nurse midwives. So we used nurse midwives for the first 8 kids. But the other thing we found out just before he was conceived is someone shared with us about the importance of optimal nutrition. And we'll talk more about that in a later session, but optimal nutrition. And so she used optimal nutrition for all the pregnancies, during labor, after labor. We learned so much. It made such a difference, not only in the pregnancy experience, after experience, everything, but in my wife's health, to recover from all these things. And I have to tell you one quick story. We had a friend when she was about 22, pregnant with number 2. She had these friends who were over 30. When it starts to get a little harder for pregnancy, and so she said, well, you know, you get better nutrition, it can really help. And she shared with us products we were using, and they went to their doctor. The doctor said, go ahead. Both of those women, within a few days, it was very funny, came back with the exact same quote independently. They said, I don't know if it's, you know, what I started taking, but I feel so much better. And this is, if you can imagine running double marathons. I mean, those of women here who've had the privilege of childbirth, it's everything. You're growing, the creation of this new person in you that changes your body to accompany it. And I don't know if you know, but your body will favor the baby. There's an old saying, a tooth for a child, because it would leach calcium from the mom to give to the child. So we've got to have sufficient nutrition, and optimal nutrition makes a huge difference with pregnancy. And by the way, most of those kids are still taking care of themselves, trying to eat healthy and use sensible supplementation. And I'm just so happy that someone introduced me to the difference it can make. Again, an area that's not an area of expertise for doctors. But if I have to have a C-section, I won't go to a nutritionist. I want to go to the doctor, okay? But thank you so much.
That's great. Thank you. See, isn't it nice hearing the other side of the story? Thank you. Let's see, Ken, would you like to